In this video, we'll look at solving the quadratic x squared minus 4x minus 9 equals 0 by first completing the square. So when we're completing the square, we need to first check that the coefficient of x squared is 1. And in this video, it is. The next thing we do is we look at the coefficient of x. And in this case, it's -4. And the method of completing the square says we take the -4 and we halve it, which will give us -2, and then we square that number, and in this case we get +4. So completing the square, we have the x squared minus 4x, and then after the x term we add 4, and then we subtract away the 4 to maintain the equation, and then we've still got -9 from the original equation. So conveniently, what we've done is produced a perfect square for the first 3 terms. So these can be factorized as x minus 2 all squared. And you can check for yourself that if you expand that, you will get x squared minus 4x plus 4. Now this -2 here comes from the half b term, or half the coefficient of x, which we looked at earlier. Of course, we've still got -4 and -9. So what we do in our next step is collect all of that together. So we have x minus 2 all squared minus 13. And now what we're going to do is we're going to substitute that into the overall equation that we're trying to solve. So we can say that x squared minus 4x minus 9 equals 0 can be written as x minus 2 squared minus 13 equals 0. And from this point, we just use inverse operations to solve for x. So we're going to add 13 to both sides. So that will leave us with x minus 2 all squared equals 13. Take the square root of both sides, so we get x minus 2 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 13. And the square root of 13 as a prime number cannot be simplified any further. So next we add 2 to both sides, add 2, and we've found that x is equal to 2 plus or minus the square root of 13. So because of the plus or minus, we can say that x is equal to 2 minus the square root of 13, or x is equal to 2 plus the square root of 13. And these are the two solutions for the equation above, and they also refer to the x-intercepts if we were to graph x squared minus 4x minus 9.